What if I told you that today could be the start of something extraordinary? What if, in just one moment, you could change the direction of your life? I want you to pause and think, how long have you been waiting? Waiting for the right time, waiting for motivation, waiting for a sign. But let me tell you something, there is no perfect time. There is no magical moment that will suddenly transform your life. The only thing standing between where you are and where you want to be is your decision to start. Every single person who has ever changed their life has had a defining moment. A moment when they stopped making excuses, stopped overanalyzing, and simply chose to act. Maybe for you that moment is right now. Maybe this is the day everything changes. But here's the catch. Change is never easy. It's uncomfortable. It forces you to face your fears, challenge your habits, and break through resistance. And that's why most people never do it. They settle. They stay stuck in the same cycle, living the same struggles year after year, waiting for something external to save them. Let me ask you something. Are you ready to break free from that cycle? Are you ready to take control of your life? Not tomorrow, not next week, but today. Because if you are, then I have a challenge for you. The 7-day challenge, your chance to break free. This is not just another self-improvement talk. This is not just another speech that makes you feel inspired for a few minutes, only to go back to your old habits afterward. This is a challenge designed to shake you to your core, to push you beyond your limits, and to show you what you're truly capable of. For the next 7 days, I want you to commit to something radical, to changing yourself completely, to stepping outside your comfort zone and doing what most people won't, to making decisions you've been putting off for months, maybe even years, to proving to yourself that you are stronger, more capable, and more determined than you ever imagined. Why 7 days? Because 7 days is long enough to break old habits, but short enough to be achievable. It's long enough to experience real transformation, but short enough to remove any excuses. And by the end of this challenge, you won't just be the same person with a little extra motivation. No, you will be different. You will have seen firsthand what happens when you commit, when you push through resistance, when you take charge of your life. But this challenge is not for everyone. It's not for those who just want to listen, feel inspired, and do nothing. It's for action takers. It's for those who are ready to show up, to push through, to demand more from themselves. Are you one of them? A new you in just 1 week. Are you ready? Imagine looking in the mirror 7 days from now and seeing someone stronger, someone more focused, someone who finally took control. Imagine waking up with confidence, knowing that you proved to yourself that you can change, because you already did. No more hesitation, no more doubting yourself, no more making the same excuses that have held you back for years. 7 days, that's all it takes to spark a transformation that can last a lifetime. But this journey won't be easy. There will be moments when you want to quit, moments when your old habits pull you back, moments when you hear that little voice in your head telling you, just go back to what's comfortable. And that's exactly why this challenge exists, because comfort is the enemy of growth. If you want to stay the same, then stay comfortable. But if you're serious about change, if you're serious about building the life you deserve, then you have to get uncomfortable. You have to push yourself further than ever before. So, are you ready to step up? Are you ready to break free from the limitations you placed on yourself? Are you ready to do what it takes to become the person you've always known you could be? If your answer is yes, then let's begin. Your 7-day challenge starts now. Day 1, the power of decision. The moment you decide, everything shifts. Let me tell you something. Change doesn't take years. It doesn't even take months. It happens in a single moment. The moment you decide, the moment you say, enough is enough, I refuse to stay the same. Think about it. Every great transformation in history started with a decision to fight, a decision to rise, a decision to take control. J.K. Rowling decided she wouldn't give up even after 12 publishers rejected her. Michael Jordan decided to train harder than ever, even after he was cut from his high school basketball team. Steve Jobs decided to rebuild after being kicked out of his own company. Decisions create turning points. And today is yours. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need all the answers. What you need is to choose growth over comfort, to choose action over excuses, to choose to become the person you were meant to be. Because when you decide, truly decide, everything shifts. You are in control. Own it. Most people go through life feeling powerless. They blame their past. They blame their circumstances. They blame other people. But let me ask you, who is responsible for your life? Not your parents, not your boss, not society, you. You are the only one who can change your life. And the moment you accept that truth, you become unstoppable. Yes, bad things happen. Yes, life is unfair. But the most successful people in the world have faced the same struggles, and they still chose to rise. The difference? They didn't wait for someone to save them. They took control. And you have that same power right now. So stop waiting for permission. Stop looking for someone to fix things for you. Own your life. Own your choices. Own your future. Because if you don't, someone else will. Stop waiting for the right time. It's now. How many times have you said, I'll start tomorrow? Be honest. Tomorrow turns into next week. Next week turns into next year. And before you know it, years have passed and nothing has changed. Why? Because the right time is a lie. It's an illusion. Successful people don't wait. They start. Even when they're scared. Even when they're unprepared. Even when they don't feel ready. Because readiness comes from action, not waiting. So if you're telling yourself you'll start when things settle down, when you have more time, when you feel more confident, stop lying to yourself. The only time you have is now. Right now, in this moment, you have a choice. Take action or stay the same. Which one will you choose? Decisions shape destiny. What will you choose? Your life is a sum of every decision you've ever made. Not just the big ones, the little ones too. The choice to hit snooze or get up early. The choice to work harder or make excuses. The choice to keep going or give up. Every decision you make is like planting a seed. If you plant seeds of discipline, growth, and courage, your future will be strong. If you plant seeds of doubt, fear, and procrastination, your future will wither. So today I ask you, what are you planting? Your choices today determine your future tomorrow. So stop drifting, stop waiting for life to happen to you. Decide who you're going to be and make it happen. The first challenge, make one life-changing decision today. This is not just another speech. This is a challenge. Today, I want you to make a decision that will change your life. Maybe it's quitting a bad habit. Maybe it's committing to a goal. Maybe it's finally facing your fears. Whatever it is, write it down. Say it out loud. Own it. Because this is the first step, the most important step. And once you take it, there is no going back. This is where it begins. This is where you change. This is where you prove to yourself that you are stronger than your excuses. So make the decision right now, because in 7 days, you won't be the same person who started. And it all begins with one choice. Day 2, embrace discipline. Motivation keeps you started. Discipline keeps you going. Let me tell you the truth about motivation. It's unreliable. Motivation is like a spark. It feels exciting. It makes you believe you can conquer the world. But just like a spark, it fades. You wake up one day feeling unstoppable, ready to change your life. Then the next day, you feel tired, uninspired, and that fire's gone. That's where most people quit. That's why most people never change. But the ones who succeed, they don't rely on motivation. They rely on discipline. Discipline is what makes you show up when you don't feel like it. It's what makes you push forward even when you're exhausted. Discipline is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. So stop waiting to feel motivated. Train yourself to be disciplined instead. Discipline, the superpower of the successful. Look at the greatest athletes, entrepreneurs, and leaders in the world. Do you think they wake up every day feeling motivated? No, they wake up every day and do the work, no matter how they feel. Kobe Bryant didn't become one of the greatest basketball players of all time because he felt inspired every day. He did it because he practiced before the sun came up. He trained when others were sleeping. He chose discipline over comfort. And that's the key. Discipline is a choice. Most people choose comfort. Most people choose easy. And that's why most people stay average. But if you want to be great, if you want to transform your life, you must choose discipline. Not just when it's easy. Every single day. Your small daily actions are building the new you. Discipline isn't about giant leaps. It's about small daily actions. The way you do one thing is the way you do everything. Skipping workouts once turns into skipping them forever. Hitting snooze once turns into never getting up early. Making excuses once turns into a lifetime of regret. Success isn't one big event. It's a series of tiny, consistent choices. Every time you push yourself, you're building momentum. Every time you fall through, you're proving to yourself that you're capable. Every time you stay disciplined, you're becoming the person you're meant to be. So don't focus on being perfect. Focus on showing up. Because discipline isn't about what you do once. It's about what you do every single day. Pain of discipline or pain of regret. Choose wisely. You have two choices in life. The pain of discipline, waking up early, pushing through, making sacrifices, doing the hard things. The pain of regret, looking back and wishing you had started, knowing you could have been better but didn't try. One pain lasts for a moment, the other lasts a lifetime. Which one do you want to live with? Because make no mistake, there is no easy path. Discipline is hard, but regret is unbearable. Years from now, do you want to look back and say, I gave it everything? Or do you want to look back and say, I wish I had? The choice is yours. The second challenge, commit to one discipline habit today. It's time to put this into action. Today, I want you to choose one thing to commit to. Wake up an hour earlier. Exercise even when you don't feel like it. Stick to a habit you've been avoiding. Whatever it is, commit. No excuses, no exceptions. Because discipline isn't built in a day. It's built in moments like this. The moment you decide, the moment you show up, the moment you prove to yourself that you are stronger than your excuses. So today, don't just listen, take action. Because this is the day you separate yourself from the rest. This is the day you prove that you are in control. This is the day you choose discipline over regret. Day 3, push through the resistance. Why? The hardest part comes right before the breakthrough. You've made the decision. You've committed to discipline. But now something is happening. It's getting harder. The excitement is wearing off. The struggle is setting in. And this is where most people quit. They start strong, but the moment things get uncomfortable, they stop. They tell themselves, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I'll try again later. But let me tell you something. This is not the time to stop. This is the time to push harder, because the hardest part always comes right before the breakthrough. Think of a rocket. When it launches, the most fuel is burned in the first few minutes, breaking through Earth's gravity. Once it's past that point, momentum carries it forward with less effort. Your struggle right now is your gravity. And if you can push through this moment, if you can resist the urge to quit, you will gain momentum. You will break through. The dip, where most people quit but not you. There's something called the dip. It's the moment after you start something new, when it stops being exciting and starts being difficult. This is where the gym feels exhausting instead of energizing. This is where the diet feels boring instead of motivating. This is where the business feels impossible instead of exciting. This is the moment that separates winners from quitters. Most people give up in the dip. They think, if this was meant for me, it wouldn't be this hard. Wrong. If it's hard, it means you're growing. It means you're changing. It means you're breaking old habits and building something new. So when you feel stuck, when you feel like quitting, remember the dip and push through it. Because if you keep going, what's on the other side is worth it. When it hurts, you're growing. Keep pushing. Pain isn't a sign to stop. Pain is a sign that you're getting stronger. When you lift weights, your muscles tear so they can rebuild bigger. When you learn something new, your brain struggles so it can create new connections. When you push yourself beyond your limits, you break through them. But most people see struggle as a sign to stop. They say it's too hard. They say I can't do this. They say maybe I'm just not meant for this. And they quit right before their breakthrough. So let me ask you something. Are you going to quit, or are you going to fight for the life you deserve? Because the pain of pushing through is temporary. The pain of quitting lasts forever. Excuses versus commitment. Which one are you choosing? Every day you make a choice. You either choose excuses or you choose commitment. Excuses sound like, I'm too tired. I don't have time. I'll start tomorrow. Commitment sounds like, I don't care how I feel, I'm doing this. I make time for what matters. I start now. Excuses are easy. That's why most people choose them. But commitment is what changes lives. So, what are you choosing today? Excuses or the life you've always wanted? The third challenge, face a resistance head on. Today now, it's time to act. What's something you've been avoiding because it feels too hard? Maybe it's a tough workout. Maybe it's a project you've been putting off. Maybe it's a fear you've been running from. Whatever it is, face it today, no matter what. Not tomorrow, today, because resistance will always be there. But you are stronger than it. And today you prove that to yourself. No more quitting, no more excuses, just action. Day 4, own your mindset. Your mindset is your greatest weapon or your biggest enemy. Every success story you've ever heard started inside someone's mind. Before they achieved it, before they saw results, before anyone believed in them, they believed in themselves. But here's the problem. Most people don't control their minds control them. They tell themselves, I can't do this. I'm not good enough. Success is for other people, not me. And guess what? They're right. Not because they lack ability, but because they've already lost the battle in their own mind. Let me tell you something. Your thoughts create your reality. If you think you're weak, you will act weak. If you think you're incapable, you won't even try. If you think the world is against you, you'll find reasons to prove yourself right. But if you think you're unstoppable, you will push forward. If you think challenges make you stronger, you will embrace them. If you think you are capable, you will become capable. Everything starts with your mindset. So sharpen it because your future depends on it. Self-talk. The words you speak to yourself shape your reality. Let me ask you, how do you talk to yourself? Do you build yourself up or do you tear yourself down? Imagine if someone spoke to you the way you speak to yourself. Would you listen? Would you believe in yourself? Most people are their own worst enemy. They criticize themselves, doubt themselves, and sabotage their own success before they even start. But the most powerful people in the world, they control their self-talk. Muhammad Ali didn't wait for the world to call him the greatest. He called himself that first. And guess what? The world believed him because confidence starts with you. Belief starts with you. Success starts with you. So today, pay attention to the words you tell yourself because those words will either build your future or destroy it. Every obstacle is an opportunity in disguise. What if I told you that every struggle, every challenge, every failure was actually an opportunity? Most people see obstacles as reasons to quit. They say it's too hard, I don't know how, I guess it's just not meant for me. But successful people, they see obstacles as stepping stones. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Oprah was fired from her first job as a news anchor. Elon Musk was told Tesla and SpaceX would fail. They could have quit. They could have accepted defeat. But instead, they used the obstacle to grow. So the next time life knocks you down, ask yourself, what is this teaching me? Because every obstacle carries an opportunity, but only if you choose to see it. Fixed mindset versus growth mindset. Which one do you have? There are two types of people in this world. People with a fixed mindset, they believe that talent is everything, that you're either born great or you're not. That failure means you're not good enough. People with a growth mindset, they believe that effort is everything. That success comes from learning, adapting, and improving. That failure is a lesson, not a dead end. Which one do you have? Because your mindset will decide your future more than your skills, more than your background, more than your circumstances. So if you've been telling yourself, I can't do this, change it. If you've been saying, I'll never be good at this, change it. If you've been thinking success is for others, not me, change it. Because a growth mindset will take you anywhere you want to go. The fourth challenge, reframe a negative thought. Today's challenge is simple but powerful. Take one negative thought that's been holding you back and rewrite it. Instead of, I can't do this, say, I am learning how to do this. Instead of, I'm not good enough, say, I am becoming better every day. Instead of, this is too hard, say, hard things make me stronger. Because your words shape your world. And today, you take control. Day 5, take radical action. Dreams without action are just wishes. Everybody has dreams. Some dream of success, some dream of a better life, some dream of breaking free from the cycle they're stuck in. But here's the truth. A dream without action is worthless. How many times have you told yourself, one day I'll do it? How many times have you made plans but never followed through? People love to dream. They love to talk about their goals. But when it's time to take action, they hesitate. They delay. They make excuses. Let me tell you something. Nothing changes until you move. The greatest athletes, the most successful entrepreneurs, the world's top performers, they don't just dream, they do. So ask yourself, are you just dreaming or are you doing? Because today is the day you stop wishing. Today is the day you start acting. Stop overthinking, act now. How many times have you thought about doing something only to talk yourself out of it? You tell yourself, what if I fail? You tell yourself, I need to plan more. You tell yourself, maybe I should wait for the right time. And while you're overthinking, someone else is taking action. Someone else is making moves. Someone else is winning. Overthinking is the enemy of progress. It keeps you stuck in your head while life moves forward without you. Let me be clear. You don't need more time. You don't need more research. You don't need more motivation. You need to move. Because every second you wait, every moment you hesitate, you're delaying the life you deserve. Big changes come from small, bold steps. Most people believe that success comes from one big moment. They think they need a perfect plan, a huge opportunity, or a lucky break. But the truth is, big changes come from small, consistent actions. Think about it. A bodybuilder doesn't get strong overnight. It's the result of years of small workouts. A millionaire doesn't make money in a day. It's the result of thousands of small decisions. A confident person wasn't born that way. It's the result of daily habits that built their self-belief. Every step you take, no matter how small, is a step toward your goal. So instead of waiting for a big breakthrough, start with one bold step today. Because small steps, repeated every day, create unstoppable momentum. The perfect moment is a lie. Create it. How many times have you said, I'll start when the time is right? Let me tell you something. The perfect moment doesn't exist. There will never be a time when everything lines up perfectly. You will never feel 100% ready. Life will never hand you an easy path. Successful people don't wait for the perfect moment. They create it. They take action when they're scared. They take action when they're unprepared. They take action when they have doubts. Because they know that action creates confidence. Action creates momentum. Action creates success. So stop waiting. Stop hesitating. Stop looking for permission. The perfect moment is now. The fifth challenge, take one bold action today. No more excuses. No more hesitation. Today, you act. Pick something you've been avoiding, something you've been delaying, and do it today. Make the call. Start the project. Sign up for the challenge. Take the first step. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be huge. It just has to be done. Because today, you prove to yourself that you are not a dreamer. You are a doer. And this is just the beginning. Day 6, accept failures and learn from them. Failure is not the end. It's the beginning. Let me tell you something. Failure is not your enemy. Most people fear failure. They avoid it at all costs. They let the fear of looking bad, the fear of making mistakes, and the fear of rejection paralyze them. And because of that, they never even try. But here's the truth. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of success. Think about the greatest people in history. Thomas Edison failed over 0.00000 times before inventing the light bulb. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination. Oprah Winfrey was told she wasn't fit for television. They all had one thing in common. They refused to let failure define them. They saw failure for what it really is. A beginning, not an end. Because failure is a test. It asks you one question. How bad do you want it? And if you want it bad enough, you won't let failure stop you. You will let it shape you. Lessons are hidden in every setback. Find them. Failure only hurts if you don't learn from it. Because inside every setback, every loss, every mistake, there's a lesson waiting for you. Most people don't look for it. They focus on the pain, the embarrassment, the frustration. And because of that, they miss the opportunity to grow. But the most successful people, they analyze their failures. They ask themselves, what went wrong? What could I have done differently? What lesson is this trying to teach me? And once they find the lesson, they get back up stronger, smarter, more prepared. So don't just fail forward. Because the faster you learn, the faster you grow. You are not your mistakes, but you must learn from them. Your mistakes do not define you. Read that again. Your mistakes do not define you. You are not your bad choices. You are not your past failures. You are not your lowest moments. But here's the catch. You must own them. Because if you keep blaming others, if you keep running from the truth, if you keep making the same mistakes over and over again, then you are choosing to stay the same. And you are better than that. So take responsibility, accept that you've messed up, learn from it, and move forward. Because your past does not control you unless you let it. When you fall, get up stronger. Every time falling is part of the process. Staying down is a choice. Think about a baby learning to walk. They fall again and again, they stumble, they cry, they struggle. But do they give up? No. Because they don't see failure as an end. They don't tell themselves, maybe walking isn't for me. They get up, try again, and eventually they succeed. That's the mindset you need. Because life will knock you down. It will test you. It will push you. But every time you fall, you have a choice. Stay down and make excuses. Get up and come back stronger. So when you fail boldly. Learn, adjust, adapt. And the next time, fail better. Because the only way to truly fail is to quit. The sixth challenge. Embrace and analyze one past failure. Today, I want you to face a past failure. One that still stings. One that still holds you back. Think about it, write it down. And then ask yourself, what did I learn from this? How has this failure made me stronger? What will I do differently next time? Because today you stop letting failure define you. You start letting it refine you. Today you take your power back. Because you are not your failures. You are your comebacks. And your comeback starts now. Day 7, reflect, celebrate, and commit to the next challenge. Look back. See how far you've come. Take a moment and think back to where you were just 1 week ago. What were your thoughts? What were your doubts? What were your fears? Now compare that to where you are today. Maybe you didn't do everything perfectly. Maybe you struggled. Maybe there were moments when you felt like giving up, but you didn't. You showed up, you made a decision, you pushed through resistance, you built discipline, you faced failure and kept going, and that alone is proof that you are changing. You are no longer the person who waits. You are no longer the person who makes excuses. You are no longer the person who lets fear control them. You are stronger, you are more focused, you are becoming unstoppable. And that is worth celebrating. Small wins lead to big victories. Celebrate them. Most people ignore their progress. They tell themselves, it's not enough. I should be further ahead. But let me tell you something. Progress is progress, no matter how small. Every small win matters. Every small step adds up. Every little improvement pushes you closer to the person you want to be. If you don't celebrate your wins, you'll never feel like you're making progress. And if you never feel like you're making progress, you'll lose motivation and quit. Look at successful people. They celebrate the small victories. They recognize every step forward because they know that small wins lead to big victories. So today, I want you to look at how far you've come and say, I did that. Because the more you acknowledge your growth, the more motivated you'll be to keep going. This is just the beginning. What's next? 7 days ago, you made a choice to challenge yourself. Now you're at the end of the challenge. But this isn't the finish line. This is just the beginning. What you've done in the past 7 days is proof of what you are capable of. But imagine what would happen if you kept going. Imagine what would happen if you didn't stop after 1 week. Imagine where you'd be in a month, 6 months, a year. Think about it. What's stopping you from continuing this journey? The truth is, the only thing that could stop you now is you. So what's next? What challenge will you take on? What new habit will you build? What will you commit to so you don't lose momentum? Because those who keep pushing forward, they are the ones who transform their lives. The road ahead. Your future starts with today's decisions. Your future is not built in the future. It is built right now. The decisions you make today will determine where you are tomorrow, next week, and next year. So if you want a better life, if you want to become the best version of yourself, the time to act is now. Not later, not someday, now. Because if you don't control your future, someone else will. If you don't take action, life will happen to you instead of for you. And I know that's not what you want. You've come too far. You've worked too hard. You've proven that you are capable of more. So keep going, keep moving forward, keep creating the future you deserve. The final challenge, set a 30-day growth goal and commit. This challenge doesn't end here. I want you to set a 30-day growth goal, something that will push you, something that will force you to level up. Maybe it's waking up earlier. Maybe it's committing to a new habit. Maybe it's pushing yourself harder in your career, your fitness, your mindset. Whatever it is, write it down. Say it out loud. Own it. And then commit to it. Because growth isn't about one challenge. It's about a lifetime of challenges. And this is just the next step. So make your choice, set your goal, and go after it with everything you have. This is your moment. What will you do with it? This is it. Everything you've learned, everything you've proven to yourself, it all comes down to this moment. What will you do with it? Will you take this energy and keep going? Will you push yourself beyond what you thought was possible? Or will you go back to your old ways? Because right now, you are at a crossroads. One path leads to the same life you had before. The other path leads to everything you ever wanted. Which one will you choose? Excuses or results? Your choice. At the end of the day, you only get one of two things: excuses or results, not both. Excuses sound like, I don't have time, I'm not ready, it's too hard. Results sound like, I made time, I started even when I wasn't ready, I pushed through no matter what. So which one do you want? Because life will give you exactly what you choose. You hold the pen. Write your next chapter. Your story is not finished. Every day you wake up with a blank page and you hold the pen. You can write a story of excuses, regrets, and what ifs, or you can write a story of resilience, growth, and success. But no one else is going to write it for you. So stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for someone to push you. Push yourself, because this is your life, your future, your story. And it's time you start writing it the way you want. Your future's waiting. Go get it. No more hesitation, no more second guessing, no more waiting. Your future is out there. Your best self is waiting for you to step up. So go after it with everything you have. Because 7 days ago, you were someone different. Today, you are someone stronger. And tomorrow, you will be unstoppable.